Let me tell you about Margaret, a 70-year-old painter I met at an art workshop. She thought she had insomnia because she'd toss and turn for hours. Her evenings were chaotic, scrolling through news on her phone, bright lights on until bedtime, and a radio playing in the background. I suggested a few changes. Turn off screens an hour before bed, dim the lights, and create a calming ritual, like reading poetry by candlelight. She also started using blackout curtains and moved her phone to the kitchen. Within 2 weeks, she was sleeping deeply and waking up with a clear mind. I didn't realize how much my bedroom was stressing me out, she said. Her paintings even started reflecting a new sense of calm and focus. Your bedroom should feel like a sanctuary, not an extension of your living room. A 2020 study in sleep health showed that older adults who slept in cooler, darker, quieter rooms had better cognitive performance than those in overstimulating environments. Temperature matters too. Your brain prefers a slightly cool room, around 65 degrees, to trigger sleep. Clutter can also subtly stress your mind, keeping it from fully relaxing. Here's what you can do tonight. An hour before bed, dim all the lights in your home. If you can, use a soft lamp or light a candle for a warm, soothing glow. Open a window slightly to let in fresh air, which helps regulate your body temperature. Keep your bedroom free of screens. Move your phone or tablet to another room. If you like sound, try a white noise machine or soft instrumental music, but avoid anything with lyrics that might keep your brain engaged. Read something calming, like a novel or a spiritual passage, or listen to a guided meditation. If you're worried about noise from outside, consider earplugs or a fan to create a gentle hum. I met a man named George, a 74-year-old retired engineer, who transformed his sleep by rethinking his bedroom. He used to fall asleep with the TV on, thinking it helped him relax. But after switching to a small bedside lamp and reading a history book for 20 minutes, he noticed a difference. I'm not just sleeping better, he said. I'm dreaming again and my mornings feel alive. That's what happens when your brain gets the right signals to rest. 4. End your day with gratitude. Now let's talk about something that sounds simple but has profound effects. Gratitude. Ending your day with a moment of thankfulness isn't just a feel-good habit. It's like medicine for your brain. A 2019 study in the Journal of Applied Psychology, Health and Well-Being found that people who wrote down 3 things they were grateful for each night slept longer and more restfully. Another study from UC Davis showed that daily gratitude practices improved mood, reduced inflammation, and even strengthened memory function in older adults. Why? Because focusing on what's good triggers the release of dopamine and serotonin, the brain chemicals that support learning, memory, and emotional balance. I met a woman named Helen, an 82-year-old grandmother, who felt weighed down by loneliness after losing her husband. She'd lie awake at night, her mind spiraling with regrets and worries. I suggested she try a simple gratitude practice. Every night, write down 3 things that brought her joy that day, no matter how small. She started noting things like a phone call with her granddaughter, the smell of fresh coffee, or the warmth of her favorite blanket. A few weeks later, she told me, I'm sleeping through the night, and I'm remembering little moments with my grandkids that I thought I'd forgotten. Her family noticed she was more present, even cracking jokes. Again, gratitude isn't about pretending everything's perfect. It's about finding small pockets of light, even on tough days. A 2022 study in Neuroscience Letters found that gratitude practices before bed reduced activity in the amygdala, the brain's stress center, helping older adults feel calmer and sleep deeper. This calmness creates the perfect conditions for your brain to process memories and emotions. Here's your invitation. Before bed tonight, grab a notebook or even a scrap of paper. Take 2 minutes to write down 3 things you're thankful for. It could be a kind gesture from a neighbor, the taste of your dinner, or the quiet of your home. If writing feels like too much, just think about them quietly while lying in bed. You can even say them out loud, like a soft prayer to yourself. The key is to shift your mind from stress to peace. It's like giving your brain a warm hug before it drifts off. I spoke with a man named David, a 77-year-old veteran who used gratitude to cope with restless nights. He'd been haunted by memories of his service, which kept him awake. He started listing 3 things each night that made him feel connected, like a letter from his son or the sound of rain outside. It's like my brain learned to focus on the good stuff, he said. He not only slept better, but also started remembering positive moments from his past with clarity. 5. Build a rhythm your brain can trust. Finally, there's something your brain loves even more than good food or gratitude: rhythm. Your body thrives on predictability, a steady routine it can rely on day after day. When your evenings are all over the place, one night dinner at 6, another at 9, sometimes scrolling on your phone, sometimes watching TV, your brain gets confused. It doesn't know when to shift into repair mode, so it stays in a holding pattern, unable to fully rest. A 2019 study in sleep medicine reviews found that older adults with irregular sleep-wake schedules had significantly lower cognitive performance, especially in memory tasks, compared to those with consistent routines. Let me tell you about Evelyn, a 76-year-old retired librarian who loved her spontaneous lifestyle. She'd eat dinner at random times, sometimes skip it, and stay up late reading or watching shows. But she started noticing her memory slipping. She'd forget book titles or misplace her glasses daily. After tracking her evenings for a week, she saw the chaos in her routine. We created a simple schedule: dinner at 7:30, a short walk, 5 minutes of breathing, and reading by 9. Within a month, she told me, "My mornings feel sharp again. I'm even remembering dreams I haven't had in years." Your brain's circadian rhythm isn't just about time, it's about cues. When you do the same things in the same order each night, you're training your brain to know when to wind down. A 2021 study in the Journal of Gerontology showed that older adults with consistent bedtime routines had better executive function, things like planning, decision-making, and memory, than those with erratic schedules. It's not about being rigid. It's about giving your brain a predictable beat to follow. Here's a challenge for the next 7 nights. Pick a time for your light snack. Say 7:30 p.m. Do your breathing practice in the same spot, like your favorite chair. Choose one calming ritual, maybe lighting a candle, reading a poem, or listening to soft music, and stick to it in the same order. If you're someone who travels or has a busy schedule, don't worry about perfection. Even small consistencies, like eating at the same time or doing your breathing, can make a difference. I met a man named Thomas, a 79-year-old retired carpenter, who thought his memory issues were just part of aging. He'd stay up late watching action movies some nights, then read until midnight others. After setting a routine, dinner at 7, a short stretch, and reading by 8:30, he noticed a shift. "I'm not just sharper," he said. "I'm enjoying my days more because I'm present." That's what rhythm does. It gives your brain permission to heal, tying it all together. Growing older means letting go of some things, maybe the stamina you had in your 40s, or the roles you once played. But you don't have to let go of your clarity, your memories, or your joy. These 5 habits: nourishing your brain with a light snack, breathing deeply to calm your mind, creating a peaceful sleep sanctuary, practicing gratitude, and honoring a steady rhythm are small but mighty. They're not about chasing perfection. They're about showing your brain a little care, night after night. Think of your brain like a garden. It needs the right nutrients, a calm environment, and a steady rhythm to thrive. Neglect it, and the weeds of fog and fatigue creep in. But tend to it with these gentle habits, and it blooms with clarity and presence. A 2023 study in The Lancet, Healthy Longevity, found that older adults who combined consistent sleep routines with mindfulness practices, like breathing and gratitude, had a 30% lower risk of cognitive decline over 5 years. That's not just science, it's hope. Let me share one last story. I met a woman named Grace, an 81-year-old gardener who felt her spark fading. She was forgetting plant names, struggling to focus, and waking up exhausted. She started small, a warm bowl of quinoa before bed, 5 minutes of slow breathing, dimming her lights, writing 3 things she was grateful for, and sticking to a 9 p.m. routine. 3 months later, she was not only sleeping better, but also teaching her grandkids about flowers with the enthusiasm she had decades ago. I thought I was losing myself, she said, but I was just forgetting to take care of my brain. Tonight, start with one of these habits. Maybe it's a light snack, like a warm cup of soup. Maybe it's 5 minutes of slow breathing. Or maybe it's writing down 3 things you're thankful for, like the sound of your favorite song, or a smile from someone you love. Whatever you choose, do it with intention. Your brain isn't fading. It's waiting to be nourished. If this video spoke to you, leave a comment below. Just one word that captures how you're feeling right now. Hopeful, inspired, curious, anything. And if you want more tips like these, hit that subscribe button. I'd love to keep sharing this journey with you. Sleep well tonight. Hey there. If you're over 60 and you've ever woken up feeling tired, foggy, or like your emotions are all over the place, you might think it's just part of aging. But let me tell you something surprising. The number one reason so many people wake up like this has nothing to do with age, dementia, or even depression. It's something much quieter, something that begins the moment you close your eyes at night. Your brain has this incredible repair mode it slips into while you sleep. But here's the catch. If you're not setting it up properly, it can't do its job. It can't clear out the mental clutter, store your memories, or recharge your energy. Over time, that subtle forgetfulness, that morning haze, can grow into something scarier. I once heard a 103-year-old doctor in Kyoto, still practicing with a razor-sharp mind, say something that changed how I think about aging. The way you end your night shapes how your brain greets the morning. That one sentence hit me like a lightning bolt. Getting older is natural, but losing your clarity, your spark, or your ability to remember the little things, that's not your destiny. It's often just a quiet kind of neglect. Neglect that's completely fixable. Today, I'm going to walk you through 5 simple bedtime habits that can protect your brain, sharpen your memory, and help you sleep. Not just longer, but deeper and better. These aren't flashy solutions or expensive supplements. They're gentle, science-backed rituals, rooted in both modern research and timeless wisdom. They've helped thousands of older adults wake up feeling clear, present, and alive again. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why so many seniors struggle with brain fog, and how one small change tonight could start turning things around. If anything I say resonates with you, drop a comment below. I read every single one, and if you want more practical, heartfelt tips like these, hit that subscribe button. Let's dive in, starting with something you might not expect. What's on your plate before bed? 1. Nourish your brain with a light bedtime snack. You've probably heard that eating late at night is a bad idea. So many diets tell you to stop eating after 6 p.m. or to skip dinner altogether to stay healthy. But for people over 60, going to bed with an empty stomach can quietly sabotage your brain. As we age, our brain's metabolism changes. It becomes more sensitive to long periods without food, especially during the overnight fast. A 2017 study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that older adults who went too long without eating at night had higher levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, and lower glucose availability. In simple terms, your brain is left running on empty, unable to repair itself or lock in memories while you sleep. It's like trying to drive across the country with no gas in the tank. Let me tell you about Clara, a 71-year-old retired nurse I met at a community center. Clara was always known for her quick wit and ability to recall patient details from years ago. But after following a popular diet that cut out evening meals, she started noticing changes. She'd forget where she parked her car, wake up feeling groggy, and even struggled to remember names of old friends. She thought it was just aging, until her doctor suggested a small change. He recommended a light, warm snack about an hour before bed. Clara started having a small bowl of warm lentil soup or a slice of whole grain toast with a bit of almond butter. Within 3 weeks, she told me, "It's like my brain woke up again. I'm remembering things I thought were gone for good." That's the power of feeding your brain what it needs. When you sleep, your brain enters a phase called the glymphatic system, where it flushes out toxins and organizes memories. But without enough fuel, that process stalls. A 2019 study in Nature Communications showed that stable blood sugar levels overnight improved this cleansing process, leading to better cognitive function in older adults. The key isn't eating a lot, it's eating smart. So, what can you do tonight? About an hour before bed, try something light and easy to digest. Think a small bowl of warm oatmeal with a few berries, a cup of vegetable broth with a bit of tofu, or a soft-boiled egg with steamed spinach. Avoid anything heavy, sugary, or cold. Those can jolt your system or cause indigestion. For example, ice cream or a sugary dessert might feel comforting, but it can spike your blood sugar and disrupt your sleep cycles. Instead, go for warmth and simplicity. If you're not sure where to start, try this recipe I learned from a friend in Japan. Warm miso soup with soft tofu and a sprinkle of seaweed. It's light, soothing, and takes less than 10 minutes to prepare. Here's another story to drive this home. James, a 69-year-old accountant, was struggling with morning fatigue and forgetting important deadlines. He'd been skipping dinner to lose weight, thinking it was the healthy choice. But after reading about how the brain needs fuel to repair itself, he started having a small handful of walnuts and a cup of chamomile tea before bed. A month later, he was not only sleeping better, but also tackling his crosswords with the sharpness he had in his 50s. "I didn't realize my brain was starving," he told me. "This small act of eating a light, nourishing snack is like sending a love letter to your nervous system. It says, you're safe, you're cared for, now rest." Once you've got that foundation, the next step is even quieter, but just as powerful. 2. Breathe to unlock deep rest. Let's talk about something you do all day without thinking: breathing. Most of us don't pay attention to it. It just happens. But after 60, the way you breathe before bed can transform how deeply your brain rests, repairs, and remembers. Your breath is like a direct line to your brain. Short, shallow breaths, common when you're stressed or overthinking, keep your nervous system in fight or flight mode. Also known as the sympathetic state, This makes it hard for your brain to relax and enter its repair cycle. But slow, intentional breathing, especially with longer exhales, flips the switch to rest and digest mode, or the parasympathetic state, which is essential for deeper sleep and memory consolidation. A 2018 study in Frontiers in Human Neuroscience found that just 5 minutes of slow, controlled breathing, where you exhale longer than you inhale, can boost parasympathetic activity, lower cortisol levels, and improve heart rate variability, a key marker of better sleep and cognitive health. In simpler terms, your breath is like a dimmer switch for your brain. Slow it down, and you create the conditions for healing. I met a man named Robert, a 73-year-old retired firefighter who was struggling with sleepless nights. He'd lie in bed, his mind racing with worries about his health, his grandkids, even old calls from his firefighting days. "My body's exhausted, but my brain won't stop," he told me. I shared a simple breathing technique rooted in mindfulness practices. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, then exhale for 6. Do it for 5 minutes, either sitting or lying down with a hand on your belly to feel the rhythm. 2 weeks later, Robert called me, amazed. "I'm sleeping through the night for the first time in years," he said. "And I'm remembering little things, like where I put my keys, without trying." Let's break this down further. When you breathe slowly, you're signaling to your vagus nerve, a key player in your nervous system, that it's safe to relax. This triggers a cascade of calming chemicals, like acetylcholine, that help your brain enter deep sleep stages, where it processes memories and clears out toxins. A 2021 study in Sleep Journal showed that older adults who practiced slow breathing before bed had better REM sleep, which is critical for memory and emotional regulation. Without enough REM sleep, you might wake up feeling foggy or moody, even if you slept for 8 hours. Tonight, try this. After your light snack, find a quiet spot in your home. Sit comfortably or lie down. Place one hand on your belly and close your eyes. Inhale gently through your nose for 4 seconds, feeling your belly rise. Hold for a moment, then exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 seconds, like you're blowing out a candle from a distance. Repeat for 5 minutes. If your mind wanders, that's okay. Just bring it back to the rhythm of your breath. It's like teaching your brain a lullaby, telling it, you're safe, you can let go. If you're someone who struggles with overthinking at night, this can be a game changer. I spoke with a woman named Linda, a 67-year-old yoga teacher, who noticed her memory slipping after years of stress. She started this breathing practice and paired it with a calming visualization, picturing a quiet lake under moonlight. Within a month, she was not only sleeping better, but also remembering her students' names and class schedules with ease. "It's like my brain finally has room to breathe," she said. 3. Craft a sleep sanctuary. Even if you're eating right and breathing deeply, your brain won't fully relax if your environment feels like daytime. Your surroundings, light, sound, temperature, send powerful signals to your brain just as much as your thoughts or diet. Your body runs on a circadian rhythm, an internal clock that relies on external cues to know when to rest. A 2017 study in the Journal of Neuroscience found that exposure to bright artificial light, like from screens or overhead lights, just 30 minutes before bed, can suppress melatonin production by up to 50%. Melatonin is the hormone that helps you fall into deep, restorative sleep, where your brain consolidates memories and clears out waste. Noise, like a TV in the next room, or even traffic outside, can also keep your brain in a state of low-level alertness, blocking its repair cycle.